Tonight on Best Bits, Jason Herzog tries to have Muhammad Yahya killed.
You mentioned Paul.
Oh, barrier. Stephen went a long way from home.
Back up against the fence. That's a dangerous thing. There he goes. Now,
That many times to take this amount of
again. And Muhammad Yahya.
Ivo Aslan forgets how to fight for a full 15 minutes.
Unanimous decision, Billy, son of Susie!
And Muslim Salikov pulled a sight hammer. Welcome back to Best Bits. Today we're going to be going over, recapping UFC Abu Dhabi, Robert Whittaker versus Ryan Ritter. A decent night on predictions for me as well. Walked away with a tidy little profit again. If you're not watching these prediction videos, you're an idiot. First fight of the night was Marc-André versus Marcus Buchecha. I said Marc-André would blob him out to a decision. He blobbed him out to a decision. Look, all these fighters, all these heavyweights from outside the UFC, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good, but they don't understand that there's a style to how heavyweights fight in the UFC, and that is the blob meta. And they're not ready for it when they get here. They're not ready for it, and I said that, and he wasn't ready for it. He just got blobbed on. I said he'd get blobbed on, and he got blobbed on. That's just how it goes. Stephen Ungayan fought Muhammad Yahya. Dropped him immediately in round 1, and then proceeded to drop him continuously through the rest of round 1 and 2. There was like 6 or 7 knockdowns. I counted 8. I don't know how I counted 8, because apparently there was 6 or 7, maybe one or two with trips or slips. I don't know. Then again, 8 in total, counting when Yahya knocked down Guyan. But he had a pretty entertaining fight. Jason Herzog was determined to let Muhammad Yahya die. I don't know what was going on there. There was a couple of times I was like, this could be stopped now. This could be stopped now. But they wanted to give him a chance, I suppose. And you know, he did get dropped, and he did look like he was out a couple of times. I mean, I was tweeting. I tweeted to get an ambulance ready. It was one of those fights where you see a guy get bonked that many times in the head and kind of just fall. Like he got switched off like 3 times. He got dropped like 6 times, but he got switched off like 3 times, and one of those times was the first time when he got bonked straight away. So it was a pretty scary one, actually. I thought I'd be thinking, get this guy in an ambulance straight away, get him to a hospital, but no, he stayed there for the hand raising and whatnot. So that was pretty interesting. I thought that's the kind of fight where you rush a guy to the hospital, but I guess not. Ivo Aslan fought Billy Alicana next. Listen, Ivo Aslan forgot how to fight. So did Billy Alicana. I'm putting it all on Ivo. Neither guy really did anything for the entire fight. They just kind of stood there, scared of each other's power. Ivo Aslan's supposed to be a guy who goes out and gets it. He's let me down now again for the second time by just being an absolute lemon. So I'm going to be rethinking my Ivo Aslan picks from now on. You know, is this the best the Turks have to offer? Pathetic. But yeah, good win from Billy Alicana. I mean, I say a good win, it's a good win on his records, but it wasn't a good fight. We didn't really learn anything about anybody. We just kind of stood around for 15 minutes and had a little dancing match. Really slowed the pace of the part, especially after watching Muhammad Yahya get absolutely slaughtered for 10 minutes, like, straight. You know, and barely survive. Watching fucking Alicana and Aslan just walk around and not throw anything was kind of a dull one to the card. Then we move on to the women. Tabitha Ricci got it done. Tabitha Ricci got the TKO, ground and pound with the elbows. Fair enough. Kind of entertaining. Not often you see the women get a finish. I feel like I say that like every couple of weeks. It's not often you see the women get a finish. It's not, but we're getting more now. We're getting more as of recent. It's like they're taking it personal. Like everyone kind of accepted women are at a lower level, and all the women are like, no man, we can get knockouts, we can get finishes. So that's kind of funny. But the next one, that's what I want to get onto. I picked Davy Grant. I'm so glad I picked Davy Grant because he beat them on Blackshear. He beat them to a pulp. Davy Grant has those hands, bro. I said from round 2 into round 3, Davy Grant's going to find them hands. He's going to be putting them hands on them on Blackshear, and it's going to hurt him. And I was right. Davy Grant hits hard, man. Davy Grant hits hard. Harder than you would expect him to hit, but he hits hard. you know, coming off a neck surgery, I think 2 neck surgeries as well, coming into this fight. Very impressive victory over Damon Blackshear. So glad I had him as an underdog. Really helped me with the profits that night. But yeah, it was very good. It was very good fight from Davy Grant. Very smart fight. Bided his time, got Damon Blackshear tired, just like I said in my prediction, and he found the hands, and he added up the points. He got the points, and he got the win. Next up, Muslim Salikov versus Carlos Leal. Now, I picked Carlos Leal to get the knockout, and then, for my prediction video I did anyway, and then I think it was during the walkout, I was like, you know what, I'm liking a Muslim Salikov like KO. I feel like one of these guys is getting knocked out, one way or the other, one of them is getting knocked out, and I did feel like Carlos Leal was going to be the one to do it, but I saw the odds on Muslim Salikov. I seen the 10-1 on a knockout, and it was like 5-1 just to win. And I thought, you know what, I'll throw a little bit of money on Muslim Salikov. So I did, and then boom, knockout round 1. He pulled off the sight hammer, man. He didn't even do anything the whole, like, for 40 seconds. He was just stood around like, oh, Carlos Leal's coming at me. I gotta make a bit of space and step back. And then he just threw one punch, just one punch, that man. It was very funny, very climactic. Leal just went down like a pile of bricks, like a sack of shit. Is how he went down, just crumpled. Very impressive, very fun to watch. Not good for the predictions, but I still made some money by going with by switching it up at the last minute. So I'm glad I did that one. You follow me on the Twitter. That's where you get the updates on the live bets, what you should be doing. That's where I tweet out like, hey, I'm actually gonna throw some money on a Muslim Salikov TKO because these odds are silly. Next up, Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. What can I say? We went with Bryce. We rolled with Bryce. Bryce gets it done. Really tough fight. Had me worried a few times there, but you know, Bryce is slick on the ground. He can survive in the stand up. He got caught. He did get caught early. I think he got caught by a jumping knee in the first round early on, but he got it to a position where he was comfortable. He managed to survive the onslaught. And then he came back in round 2 and 3, and he just kind of dominated with his grappling, which is very impressive to say. You know, he dominated one of the Nurmagomedovs with his wrestling, and they're all related anyway. They're all from the same mountain. But yeah, he did. It was. I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't super entertaining. It was entertaining because Bryce was like on the verge of losing a few times, and I wanted Bryce to win. But no, it was kind of an It's kind of a dull fight, but you got to do what you got to do to get the wins, and he got the win. So, and that's good as well because you know, moving down and then losing again, he was probably going to get cut from the sport. And we like Bryce Mitchell; we don't want to see him go out like that. So, good win from Bryce Mitchell. Thank God, to be honest. Praise the Lord. Bryce Mitchell gets to stay for a few more fights. Next fight of the night was Bogdan Guskov versus Nikita Krylov. I picked Bogdan Guskov by a knockout. I think I even said early knockout. We got that in round 1, late in round 1. Pretty good fight. I said this in the prediction video. I tweeted it out before the fight started as they were walking out. I said, listen, we need to crack down on letting pig monsters, genetically engineered pig monsters, into the UFC. Anthony, we dodged a bullet by Anthony Smith. Thank God Anthony Smith wasn't as good as he is on paper. Okay, but Bogdan Guskov might be as good as Anthony Smith is on paper, based on that performance right there. Excellent knockout, excellent finish from Bogdan Guskov. Very entertaining fight again. Really picked up the pace. It took a moment to kind of recover from the it took a good few fights to kind of recover from the Billy Elikana, Ivo Aslan debacle. Davy Grant did well, and then so did Muslim Salikov, but it was like there was still that bitter taste in our mouths. And then obviously Bryce Mitchell had a slow fight, and it kind of reminded everybody, hey, you know, remember that Ivo Aslan Elikana fight? That was pretty boring as well. So, you know, it was good to have Bogdan Guskov kind of pick up the pace and get a finish in round 1 and kind of spark some life back into it. But unfortunately, it was all decisions from that point on. Asu Almabayev fought Jose Ochoa. Ochoa was active on the ground. I was surprised to see Ochoa throwing up triangles and trying to find and isolate arms and trying to find stuff on the ground and not just trying to stand up and get back to a position where he could use his kickboxing, where I thought he was having success. I thought he was doing really well against Almabayev in the positions where, you know, he was standing and he was trading with Almabayev in that mid-range. Almabayev was having trouble closing from a mid-range and not without getting caught by a shot or something. Or without just getting stuffed immediately. Like, those were the shots. So if Ochoa could have kept it in that mid-range and maybe been a bit more active with some low kicks, maybe, I don't know, but maybe would have just had his leg grabbed. It's a shame, really. Almabayev did fight a really good game plan, so you got to give him the credit there. You got to give him the props. Ochoa was doing well, though. He rolled with the punches. He adapted. He was throwing up his jits. He just wasn't dominant enough in the wrestling with his position. He had some good sweeps, though. He did have some good sweeps. And there were moments where he did find himself on top on the ground, and he was doing a little bit of work there. So it wasn't a terrible performance for Ochoa. Almabayev just kind of pipped him to the post. He just kind of had a bit more to give. And that's what we see. And so, yeah, we had a unanimous decision for Asu Almabayev. Next fight was Shara Magomedov versus Marc-André Barriault. Now listen, I said that Shara was being fed an easy knockout, and I still stand by Shara was being fed an easy knockout. The thing is, maybe Shara is just not that good. After seeing him go the distance with MVP, and now seeing him go the distance with Marc-André Barriault, it kind of like, oh, okay, maybe this guy is not. I don't think he's champion level. Unfortunately, he got the win, but there was some moments where, you know, it was looking really bad for Shara. Like, he was putting himself in, he was making too many mistakes. He was finding himself in positions where he just shouldn't have been. If he's supposed to be this high level cerebral kickboxer, he shouldn't have been finding himself in these positions. You know, and then he was doing some good stuff. He was being tricky. He was finding his way out. You know, he was mixing it up. He even shot a takedown at one point, which was kind of cool to see that he just did it. He wasn't committing to it, but he just wanted to give Marc-André Barriault something to think about, and that's good. That's good. Probably what got him the fight. Like I said, the script was that Shara wins this fight, so even if it goes to a decision, Shara was always going to win. Marc-André Barriault had to finish him. That is my belief. That is in the script. That's my belief. Now the blueprint there, it's kind of been exposed. You either do what MVP did and just kind of stay all the way out or all the way in. And Marc-André Barriault did the same thing. And sure, he was kind of staying in the close range for a bit too long. And he was eating some shots like the elbows and stuff like that in the clinch for it. Maybe a couple of knees for it. A lot of knees to the thigh for it. But it's better than getting clocked by a proper shot from Shara. And he does seem to lose a lot of power as the fight goes on, it seems. So yeah, not a very good showing from Shara. Not a very good showing at all. One fight of the night. Honestly, I expected better from Shara. I don't think we've got a champion here. Unfortunately for him, I suppose. He can't even fight outside of Abu Dhabi or the Middle East anyway, in those kind of regions because of his eye. So, you know, what were his prospects of championship anyway? Probably not very high. Co-main event, Peter Yan versus Marcus McGee. I picked Marcus McGee by a late TKO. Man, I thought Peter Yan was slow and wasn't going to get started. That's what he's been like recently. He's been really slow, been really slow starter, and he kind of loses the first round in most of his fights. And in 3-round fights, you can't really afford to do that because then we're playing for 2 rounds. You got to win the next 2 for certain. But man, Yan turned it on. He went to war. Marcus McGee's tough though. It's really tough, and he definitely had the power advantage as well. Like, he was putting shots on Yan. I feel like if he should have worked those kicks more. And I said in my prediction video that those low kicks and those body kicks would be money. And in the first round, he was using those low kicks and those body kicks to kind of upset Yan. And obviously Yan's a slow starter and he's downloading that information for the first round. That's why he loses the first round. But Marcus McGee was doing well to kind of set a pace right away. Like, no, this is my space and I'm going to control it, and you cross this distance on my terms. And he was doing really well by controlling that with his kicks and with his long jabs and his long crosses. So it was interesting to see. Then Yan just kind of turned it up and he was just flying across that distance with flying knees, leaping punches. He was closing that gap, getting into the pocket and just unloading combinations. And you could see that Marcus McGee, like, it caught him off guard, and he was like, "Yo, how do I respond to this?" And he tried to match the ferocity with the ferocity, but Jan was just too elusive, and then it just ended up with Marcus McGee landing one shot for Peter Yan's 3 each time. So yeah, Jan got the victory. I say that, but Marcus McGee actually did outland Peter Yan. So maybe not. Maybe I'm chatting wham. But it just seemed to me that Peter Yan was being busier and being more active, and Marcus McGee was landing hard shots, but there were fewer and further between. A lot of them, to be fair, were hitting Jan's arms and hitting his guard. I didn't see enough kicks to the body. That's kind of the issue I think there was. I think we invested in kicks to the body in round 1 and then forgot about them throughout round 2, and then we kind of remembered midway through round 3, but immediately forgot again. And I felt like they were money because in the first round he had Jan kind of hit from a body shot straight away, like from I think it was a straight like teep bush kick, and it created distance, but also you had Jan hunching over for like a good 40 seconds after. Like, I think that might have knocked a little bit of wind out and me timed it perfectly by accident. Who knows? But yeah, Peter Yan gets the victory. Good to see. I think when you start putting Yan in a position, he's getting on a bit now. We need to put Yan in a position for a title fight. Give him one more shot, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, finally, main event time. Randy Ridder defeats Robert Whittaker by a split decision. Randy Ridder kind of ran away with it. Rob started off well. He just couldn't get the respect he wanted. He really couldn't. He was getting bullied around by Rhino. He was getting pushed up against the fence. He was getting his legs kneed in. He was getting his thighs, devastating knees to the thigh. In the distance, in the distance, Ridder was landing just as well with the punches. Then Ridder was mixing in these knees, stepping in with the knee, and then getting into a clinch and throwing some more knees. And Rob's body was hurt early. Another case of Rob being another case of shots to the body, investment in the body working out early in the fight, and you could tell straight away like that was Rob's body was hurting from the start, from the first knee. Rob's body was hurting, and Randy Ridder's incredibly accurate with those knees. Like, even when he was jumping in with them, when he was using them to enter or to engage, he was still hitting the same spot he would hit when he was in the clinch, and it was like insane accuracy on his knees, really good accuracy on his knees, and you could see it was really getting to Rob. Rob was hunched over and really guarding that side, trying not to let those knees through. It was good. It was good to watch. It's a shame for our Bobby Knuckles. I suppose it's just how the cookie crumbles. I mean, got a good matchup, a potential matchup between Randy Ridder and Dricus du Plessis, so maybe Khamzat Chimaev, maybe he wants to fight the winner, maybe he should fight the loser. Maybe he could fight the loser. I could see him fighting the loser. Be interesting. But yeah, shame for Robert Whittaker, really. We like Bobby Knuckles on the channel. It's I'm a little bit sad about it, I'm not gonna lie. Not my favourite fighter, but I am a fan. I'm a fan of Robert Whittaker. I'm a fan of the Reaper. He reaped the Reaper. But yeah, really good show from Randy Ridder. Excellent work to the body with the knees. His style's definitely his own, where it's this clinch up, land the knees, shoot forward takedown, land some more knees, clinch up again, land some more knees, step out. It's good. It's good. It's not super entertaining. I can't lie. It's hard to see the action a lot of the time, where he's kind of smothering his opponents, but if it gets the win, it gets the win. Can you argue with it, really? But that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving me a like, maybe subscribe for more content. Until next time, keep your chin down and keep swinging. Peace and love. I'll see you around.